Previously on the 9-month cruise, Anthony found out that people still spread childish rumors way into their adulthood.
The rumor was that I'm in recovery.
Passenger hints that she may be on the cruise with Roz from Monsters, Inc.
My kids went in the elevator once. They just walked in and the guy goes, "Kids."
And cruise boxing is already more entertaining than YouTube boxing after only one event.
There was a 4-person fist fight.
Now let's find out what happens on today's episode of the 9-month cruise.
So this is already episode 6 of the 9-month cruise, and we are currently less than 2 months into the journey, which means there's a very high possibility that I'll probably overdo this. I'm gonna release too many, aren't I? There's gonna be more episodes than there is of The Simpsons at this rate. But you lot seem to really enjoy this series, so I'll carry on doing it until you get sick of it, and if you're still not sick of it by the time it gets to Europe, I might go on for like a couple of days. But let's just wait and see if the interest is still there. There's a very high chance that people might get sick of this, so we'll wait and see. It's a few months away, but either way, let's get into today's video, shall we? Now, what I wanted to talk about for the first update, even though this seems like really small compared to the other stuff we're going to be talking about, but to me, it's actually quite monumental, because believe it or not, the 9-month cruise has actually reached a destination. Like, they've actually been allowed off the ship without it being cancelled. I couldn't believe my eyes. And since she's unfortunately not going to be mentioned for the rest of this video, here's a little clip of Adita enjoying chili.
Having the best day ever in this mall. Oh my gosh, I love the mall. I love the mall. It's so cool to be here.
We appreciate the content, Adita. But yeah, we should probably move on to some drama, shouldn't we? So in the last episode, we spoke about how there was a fight on board, and we didn't really know many details other than the fact that there was 4 people involved. But thanks to Santana's new video, we do have new updates.
In this live, he revealed that there were 4 women that were fighting. That's not all. He also revealed that it was 3 fighting 1.
So you're telling me there's just a little cruise ship gang going around and 3v1ing people out of nowhere? We've now discovered the Peaky Blinders off the sea, and we're only 2 months into this. Like, what's going to happen in the 8th month?
And security pulls these women apart. The 3 women look up and realize, whoops, this ain't the person we meant to fight.
You can't tell me that this ship isn't scripted. I refuse to believe it. But it does obviously beg the question, what did the original person that they were targeting do wrong? Because the fact that they got the wrong person makes it seem as if this is something that was kind of pre-planned, you know? This is like a beef that's been going on for a while. Now, in all seriousness, from what I've heard, it seems like everyone was okay. It got broke up very, very quickly, right? But it could have been a lot worse, and yeah, they're on a cruise. It's meant to be peaceful. But yeah, realistically, the women should be kicked off the cruise. We haven't heard any update yet, but if they are genuinely going around and trying to jump people, of course they should be kicked off. That should be a no-brainer. But even though we do have passengers that might be getting kicked off, it also seems like we have some passengers who just want to leave in the first place. Because there's a TikTok account called UK Secret Travel who has been covering a lot of this, posts a lot of videos about the cruise, and seemingly speaks to people on board and they give her private information. Obviously, I can't say that's 100% true because I haven't seen it myself, but she has mentioned a few situations that she was told privately and then like a day later it was made public by certain people, so it seems like it is the case. But either way, take this with a pinch of salt, because she has now uploaded a video saying that her like secret spy who's on board has told her that people want to leave.
So apparently they've been pretending that they're sick so their insurance covers all the costs, and they've got a reason to get off the ship and can get their money back.
Oh, is that how it works? Is that possible? I guess, yeah, that would be the point of insurance, I guess. So that is actually pretty genius if that's the case. I might have to note that one down in case I ever end up in there, because I think the lowest amount of days you can pay for currently is like 18 days. Realistically, that's not happening. It would be 2-3 days maximum, and then all of a sudden, I'm ill out of nowhere. That's the plan.
They don't like spending time with 1,500 other people. A good few number of guests are starting to get very annoyed, and that they're complaining to management that they want to leave early as soon as they can.
I just don't understand why you would ever sign up to something that's 9 months long. Like, there's a very high possibility that you're not going to enjoy it, and now you've signed up for 9 months. Doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's kind of hard to have any empathy for the people who have now realised that they don't enjoy it and they want to leave and they're trying to get their money back, because it was a bit of a dumb decision in the first place. But now we're going to move over to a more serious situation that happened yesterday on the cruise, and when I saw this, like, on my For You page today, I was like, what the fuck has happened here? Because there's a TikTok account called Ultimate World Cruiser, and it's a couple on the Ultimate World Cruise, and they've just been filming their experience like everybody else on the ship.
Hey everybody, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We are somewhere south of the equator for the first time ever, so that's super exciting.
I mean, it just seems like your normal video that we've seen people uploading on this cruise. I mean, they seem like they aren't used to being on camera, a little bit shy. Well, yesterday they were anything but shy, or at least the bloke was anything but shy. Because he decided to go live on TikTok and rant for 10 minutes about some of the most mental takes I've ever heard.
They want you to believe there's only two sides of the coin. They want you to believe there's excuses for everything. They want you to believe you can blame somebody else for all your problems, and they count on you. They count on you believing that you can just point your finger and say, it's not my fault, it's everyone else's fault. It's society's fault that I'm a failure. It's society's fault that I can't succeed. It's society's fault that I got upset. It's society's fault that I couldn't control myself. It's everyone else's fault that I misunderstood. It's everyone else's fault that I had the wrong perspective. It's everyone else's fault that I didn't know the difference. It's everyone else's fault that I got pulled over.
Yeah, so I'll stop him there. What he's talking about is race here. He genuinely decided to go live on TikTok and rant about race. And he's fuming in this live stream. He's really angry. He's very drunk, clearly, as well. And he goes on to, like, rant about how he also has struggled in life and whatnot.
It's everyone else's fault. You think I've never failed? You think I've never gotten a ticket? You think I never got pulled over? You think I never been dealing with asshole policemen? You think I never dealt with employers that didn't like something about me? You think I ever dealt with teachers that didn't like my fucking confrontational attitude?
Well, I think it's fair to say that he's going to have some very awkward interactions on that ship from now on, isn't he? Like, who's going to want to talk to him after he just went on live and spewed utter nonsense? And even when he gets called out in the chat on his live stream, he starts getting mad at them.
Okay, you're done. Okay, goodbye. Get off the fucking line and go. We didn't ask you to be here, and you don't have to stay. Tell me all about it. Tell me about the color of your skin. Tell me about how you're special and everybody should just bend over for you.
And you can even see his wife in the background, and she just doesn't care. She thinks this is very normal, clearly. And in fact, his wife actually comes out onto the balcony, I assume, that stood on here, and he mentions the fact that they're getting a bunch of hate on the live stream, to which she seems very confused because he doesn't actually tell her the full story and what he's actually been saying. And yeah, it's such a weird video to watch.
Oh yeah, we're so horrible.
Who's saying we're horrible?
Oh, everybody on the live is saying we're horrible.
For what?
There we go.
Why are we horrible?
Because we don't like Whoopi Goldberg, I guess.
Oh, fuck her.
I mean, I'm assuming that she couldn't hear what he was saying in the live stream. I assume, like, the door was shut because there's no way she would have to ask that question why they're getting hate after this. And if that is the case, he's just avoided telling her the whole story. But what's even more mental than this is that the next day you would think he would upload a video maybe apologizing and addressing it, but he doesn't do that. In fact, he just goes live again and starts, like, singing songs.
It goes like this.
Minister of England.
And that's the whole thing.
Who was the first female prime minister?
Can I get some likes for that?
Well, yeah, I think it's fair to say that I found my least favourite person on the cruise. Now, one person who's on the cruise who did address this himself is Anthony Antoine, who is someone that we spoke about in a previous video because people were making rumours about him, saying that he was recovering from alcohol addiction, which wasn't true. And in fact, the bloke who did the live stream has actually uploaded a video with Anthony previously.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Anthony Antoine.
Anthony Antoine. Waving from the Ultimate World Cruise.
Yeah, it's a much more friendly interaction than I can imagine any more interactions they have will be. But either way, this is Anthony's video.
When others tried to tell you how black people get treated on this ship, and some of y'all didn't even want to believe it. And then the true colors come out.
Right, so I assume the video that he's addressing, or at least one of the videos that he's addressing, this is the one I've seen, is from Brandy Lee, who I think we spoke about in the very first episode of this. And she actually uploaded a video saying, like, if anyone else asks me if I work on the ship and just assumes that I couldn't afford to be on this ship, I'm gonna lose my mind. Which is obviously mental, to just assume that someone couldn't afford to be on here, so they must be staff. It's horrible.
We gotta sit next to you in the hall, watching a show, entertainment. We got to sit next to you at lunch or land on an excursion with you. Think about how that feels. It's only a few of us black people on this ship, and we've kept it really cute.
Yeah, like I said, there's going to be some very awkward interactions on that ship now. Like, people who were his friend beforehand, probably going to feel a little bit differently about it now.
When I'm walking down the hall, and you and your wife say, hey, at 10 in the morning, which is very different than what it is at 10 p.m.
Yeah, so Anthony mentions a lot in this that many people on the ship just can't handle their alcohol. And obviously, there's an unlimited amount of alcohol on the ship. There's not really much more to do, especially when you're traveling between destinations, other than drink. And you can see certain people's characters just falling apart. And I think that's going to be the main reason why there is so many bits of, like, you can't even really say drama in this case, right? Because this is just more serious than just some YouTube, TikTok drama. But there is going to be many more different situations that involve alcohol because they have nothing better to do other than drink. And yeah, it's gonna end in a bit of a disaster, it feels like.
And we got seven more months of this.
I mean, that's the problem, right? If something like this happens, you can't just avoid these people. I mean, you can to a certain extent, but you're stuck in a ship with them. And again, they're only 2 months in. It's just barely started. But yeah, either way, I'm gonna leave the video there. I would love to know your opinions on everything that we spoke about in today's video. If you are new here, please subscribe. We'll probably have another episode out very shortly, realistically. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit, alright? Goodbye.